Joy Ani, scrapping in my own private Idaho, and today I am going to share the changes that I made on my last video. I actually didn't put it on YouTube because I changed it so much I didn't think it looked anything like it. So if you want to see what this layout looked like originally, it's on this page for a month. So I'm continuing on with Christy's Beautiful Life, which is a daily sketch challenge. I am now a week behind, and I feel like I'm falling more behind each and every day, but I love these sketches, and I'm using most of them for a calendar page, so it's super fun for me. I look forward to it 3 times a year. They have Christy's Beautiful Life 3 times a year, and that is in October, which is this one. They have it in October. They have it in, I want to say February, and then in July, I believe, are the 3 days of the Christy's Beautiful Life. And they're all unique sketches. And what's great about it is you will get all these people who are participating. So you get lots of ideas on the same sketch. So I'm going to show you the sketch that my last one that I did on this, on my Facebook group. And this is, and you can see that I changed it up quite a bit. I will show you the original. So this was a sketch by Kristen Leipelman. And I am using this for a calendar page, of course. And then with the calendar page, what I do is I also create, so for Christmas, I give the calendar, and then I also give I give an album to go with it. And so when they are done with the calendar, they simply take out the calendar and use the, and put it in their album. So this is my February, which was based on this. I'm going to cover him up a little bit because he is not my guy, although he's super cute little fella. So this would be the calendar page, and then when they're done, they take it out. And this was using Close to My Heart's Roxy, I believe, probably around 2014. And I was at a crop. I was having a little bit of a problem with the clusters. I started off too low, but in the end, I really liked how it turned out. And this was like 3.5, 4.5 strips. So it is a fairly easy sketch that should have not taken me much time. And you can see that they use the fun little frames, which is all the rage. And so I use those out of that. There's a shiny paper. It's not glitter paper, but it's kind of like the, I'm not for sure what they call it. But anyway, this was a fun one. So that was on my day 6. And then I will show you, and now it's time to get started on day 7. So this fun sketch is by, I wrote down the name right by it so I wouldn't forget. So today's sketch I am working on, and this is by Jardell Fry, Liz Jardell Fry. And you can see my sketch. Ooh, I'm not seeing, hang on, I am not seeing myself. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully you didn't see just commercials. Wouldn't it be funny if I accidentally learned how to share a screen? So this is the sketch that I'm working on. And when I saw this, it reminded me that I have some pictures of a little boy's birthday, and it was a car theme one. So, and I will be sharing the title, and I'm also sharing, this is a Cricut cut. I will tell you the papers that I used, and I will also include those in the comments below. I will also include the link, the Cricut link, and all you have to do is just click on the Cricut link, and it will take you directly to where you are to go. So normally I prep a lot. I have pictures. I printed all the pictures out to go on this, but because they're not my children, I tend to not share them online. So I will just work from this. So let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing that I do, of course, is I got my paper. And this is, oh, and I'm seeing that I am there's more to this title. Hopefully it will magically appear. It's supposed to say fast one because, you know, it is. So I gutted my paper. This is scarlet paper. This is from a paper pack called Fresh Paint, close to my heart. And because on Cricut, when you are using your Cricut and you're cutting out shapes, it will only cut up to a size 11.5. And because it only cuts up to a size 11.5, what I did was I made this page, I backed it. And when I'm doing 2-page layouts, I like them to touch. So I went ahead and I was able to do that as well. So I went ahead and put this, and it's 1/2 inch from the bottom. So I cut this. The white paper is cut. This is 11 by 11.5, because remember, it will only cut. Cricut will only cut 11.5, and I haven't included this Cricut file. It's just a highway, and it's I made it to fit my page, of course, so it's been altered that way. Okay, so then I took my piece of paper, and we're gonna look at her design. I'll place it right up here so you can see what I'm going from. And so, and I did change a little bit. So this is going to come up to 11 inches, and hopefully I have not buried my. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And to add a little bit, so this is kind of a monochromatic thing, and actually, which reminds me, before I get too carried away here, I'm not a great fan of total white. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just sponge a little bit. Black would be too dark, but I have this basic gray, which is a great color. This is of course, this is my Stampin' Up! Inks. I only use, I don't use the large, I don't use the large ink pads. I use the small ones. I can fit all of my Stampin' Up! Inks in a very small place, because a lot of, I take my show on the road a lot. I do a lot of scrapbooking on the fly. So I'm just going to add a little bit of gray because I think it will add a little bit of interest. And I am not fussy at all. The rest is going to be covered up, so it doesn't even matter. If I'd been a smart woman, which I wasn't, I should have just inked this and had it go off. And so I'm just going to ink this one, and I'm also going to ink this one while I've got mine out. Because basically this is, the picture placement is a little bit different on one side than the other. But basically you're doing it, you're just adding the same things all the way across. You're duplicating. Okay, so I'm going to set this one aside. I'm going to move all of that. Okay, so to add a little bit of interest, I have, and I'm working from bottom to top. That's the easiest way for me to keep my stuff straight. So this is just a white glitter paper. I used to have, back in the good old days, I used to have something called shimmer tape that I dearly loved, but I must have used up all my white, which was amazing because I had a lot of that. And isn't that a good feeling when you know you've had a lot of something and you've used it all up? Okay, so that's going to go across there like that. And then I'm going to put my little road. Life is a highway. And what I did with also with this, so the layout that I had, it cut out all these little parts. I thought, oh no, I'm not gluing all these small things. So what you could do was I just I clicked on it, so, and then I pressed the subtract so it would cut out, and then I just added a separate sheet of paper, which was way easier. But that's all together, and it comes exactly like that in the file that I am leaving at the bottom of this video. So, and then, you know, you got those white lines so that when it's dark and rainy, which is the days that we're coming up ahead, it's going to be dark and rainy, so we have these reflector paint along the side, so that's what we have. Okay, so this was, I'm going to do black. The reason I'm doing my black arrow first, and you can see I'm following the sketch pretty closely. It says a large title, and I do have a large title, and it has, this was actually from a stamp set. It's the race car stamp set from Stampin' Up. I don't know if it's still available. I'll put it in the link if it's still available, and I'll include my website. Okay. And then we have this here, and it looks like I've lost half my title, but don't be too concerned. We'll just add that later, and when you come on, you'll see it. So it's supposed to say fast one. And I did alter this, so, well, I wish I could find, I'm going to look really quick to see if I can find this little thing. It likes to, sometimes the titles will cling to the bottom, but what I did with this title, when you bring it up, it's all one, but I wanted my title to come across. So what I did was I just clipped it apart. And if I could find the other part of it, I'd show you that, but we're just going to go get started because, okay, so this is fast, and it was his 1 year birthday, so that's why we have the word one, and it has a cute little thing on there, and we'll find it eventually. We'll find it when we don't want it anymore, because that's how things are. Why should it be any different when you're videoing? It looks like I've got somebody coming to pick up kids, so there might be a little bit of noise. Okay, so we are going to replicate the same thing on this while I look for that title. Oh, sadness, great sadness. So when you are doing a layout that goes all the way across, of course, the most important thing is that you will get it to go all the way across. And it's going to drive me crazy that I can't find that title. Oh well, life in the scrap room. You know how it is. As soon as you don't want it anymore, of course you can find it. I'm going to look a couple more places. And the thing is I set it all out so I would not have to struggle through this, but maybe I can, whoops, all of it's, no such luck. So we'll go ahead and when you come on, the finalized picture is always on there. So let's go ahead and do this one. And of course we are going to we want to make sure that everything lines up. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually put it on here so be nice and straight. Of course, we're doing the 1 inch. 1 inch from the bottom again. This is where everybody fast forwards and you can see to the end of it. So, hopefully I will catch up. I think what I'm going to try to do is maybe do a couple layouts a day, and then I will just do one video. So one like this one will be a share, and one will be more detailed. And I know the next couple that I'm making will be single sheets, which is something that I really have not done a lot of. I've never been one that did a lot of single scrapbook pages, but when you're doing a calendar, so I buy the really cheap albums because I'm giving them as gifts, and it's basically it's so they can hold their the ones in place. Oh, that's not going to line up. That's going to drive me crazy. So this is, I'm not fussy about a lot of things, but this I am fussy about. It has to match up exactly because nothing is worse. So I'm going to pull this up, and this is why I usually put my strips down beforehand. This is going to be a little bit longer video. I promise next one will be shorter. There are very few videos that I've ever done that are more than 20 minutes because I'm assuming people are just like me and really, I don't have an attention span past 20 minutes. Let's see, someone is when I was in Bible college when I was young. One of the things they used to tell the guys that were studying to be ministers, they would say, the mind cannot absorb what the seat cannot endure. In other words, keep it short. Which I think is an excellent idea. So when I was growing up, we had a very long-winded preacher, and I think he was kind of proud of the fact that he could preach a long time. He said it was, he studied so much he wanted to get it all out there. But anyway, there's this little old lady, and she's extremely hard of hearing, and so halfway, and this is when all my kids were little, and number one, they were mortified that anybody was talking in church. And the other thing is she talked very loudly because, of course, she couldn't hear. And one day we were all listening to the sermon, and she looks at her husband and said, "Mance, isn't he done yet? My roast is burning in the oven." So. So that's why I try not to do, not that videos are anything like messages, because they serve a purpose and all that, but it was too funny. So this is where I'm going to place my pictures. I'm not going to glue them all down because they are of children I do not, that are not mine, and I do like to keep their privacy. And so this is the backs of them. So you get the journal just, and it will say, even though I cannot find the title, it will say, Fast One. And here's my question. I don't know. I have this cute little card that I stamped. It was from the same stamp set as this. And I think I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to pop it up and put that picture right up here. So, what do you think? Or should he go lower? I do like them to overlap, but I don't want them to hide anything. I guess it depends on what picture I have. Anyway, that is my layout for day number 7, and now I'll start on day number 8, and I will only be 6 days behind. I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll catch you later. Thanks so much. Bye.